Hey everyone, just gonna give you an update on my red-eyed tree frogs. I did a rain tank a couple of months ago, and I just finally got the filtration system in there so that it's, now it's a rain tank. We've had a lot of rain recently, and so I figured it was going to be a good time to maybe try and get them to start breeding. Basically what I did is I have this tank. It's a 16-gallon, I forget what brand it is, but it basically has a 10-gallon footprint. It's just a little bit taller than a 10-gallon tank. Right now I have a, I believe it's a Zoo Med UVB light on them, and they really do bask underneath it, which I didn't think that they would do, but it seems that they purposely sit on the leaves right underneath the light during the day, and they do absorb a lot of that light, which is cool. This tank came with ventilation on either side. There's caps that I can pop on and off if I want to give extra ventilation in there, which I'm not utilizing right now. So basically how I set up this tank is I put in a false bottom. This is egg crate, or it's like a light diffusing, used for like fluorescent light. So it's a really lightweight plastic that I cut. And I used PVC that I cut to about 2.5 inches. I have four PVC pieces that I'm using as a stand, and that's what I'm using to lift up the base for that false bottom. I also used a piece of egg crate to block off so that my frogs cannot get underneath the false bottom, and it also keeps the crickets from getting under there too. I used window screening, and I put a layer of, over the egg crate, there's a layer of window screening that I put, and also on the side too, and that's what keeps the crickets from crawling underneath the false bottom. On top of that, I have a layer of sphagnum moss. You can see I have two, I don't know if you can see, but I have two potted plants, and I cut holes inside the egg crate, so those pots are sitting down inside the false bottom there. I'm not sure quite what species they are, but they're common house plants, non-toxic. They have the nice big leaves, and that's what I wanted them for. You can see my, this is a male, one of my males that is decided to fall asleep underneath that leaf right now, and actually this is one of my females. So that was the setup that I used to make this tank. The way I designed it is so that it can be used as a permanent residence for them. When I'm not using it as a rain tank, I just drain the water out, and I just put a little water bowl down on this side, just a little ceramic dish, and that keeps me from having to have a filter running all the time. So in order to make the rainfall here, basically what I did is I took pieces from this. I just had this filter sitting around. It is a, let's see, the Nano 511 by Zoo Med. It's a canister filter, and it comes with a spray bar, which is what I'm using here. And I just hooked it up to an extra water pump that I had laying around. So I just took pieces and just kind of adapted it. I know it's a little unconventional, but it's working, I think, right now. We'll see if it'll get them to breed. I know the water looks dirty. That is actually from the peat, the soil that I have my potted plants in. It's an all-organic potting soil, and it has peat moss in there, and the peat is what's coloring the water. So the water's not in fact dirty. That coloration comes from the tannins in the peat moss. It actually has an antibiotic, antibacterial properties, so it actually is going to help keep everything healthier. I will probably have some peat in the aquarium that I put the tadpoles in as well, just to keep everything healthier. So that's the setup. I also have just a ceramic rock sitting in the pond area too. I was worried about my frogs possibly drowning if the water was too deep. I know they're not great swimmers, at least not that I've seen. So that's why I have that weird shaped rock in there. It's just something to try and give them a weight that they can, because they like sitting in the water, but it's just a little bit too deep right now. So that's the update. Enjoy. I will probably post something as soon as I get some eggs out of these guys. But this is right now set up for a rain tank. We're going to let it run for about 1 week. If I don't have eggs by the end of that week, then I'll give them a rest and we'll feed them up real good and maybe try again in a couple of weeks. But for right now, we've got a pretty good setup, I think. Thanks for watching.